welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be telling you about 10 fun facts I bet you did not know about planes. So I hope you have fun. Let's get started. The first fun fact we have coming up is, did you know that aeroplane windows actually have holes in them? And no, they're not used for what you might be thinking. They're not just on one plane, they're not for an unlucky passenger, but these are actually used to keep the cabin pressurized, not to just let all the oxygen out and kill you. That's the first fact. Now moving on to the second fact. So the next fact we have coming up is all about oxygen masks. Did you know that oxygen masks only have around 10 to 15 minutes of air in them? I bet you didn't know that. Well, this is not just because they want to cheat you out of your money, but this is because the captain can usually get the plane down to a normal altitude before all the oxygen runs out. So I bet you didn't know that. The next fact we have coming up is a bit of a shocking one. But did you know that this is quite surprising, over 80% of the world's population is scared of flying? Yes, that's over 80%. I bet you never knew that. Is why we have these, so you can understand that lots of people don't really prefer to fly. And for the fourth fact we have coming up, it's also quite a surprising one that I also think you never knew. The fourth fact is that, did you know that an average aeroplane has over 60 miles of wiring in it? And that an average Airbus A380 has over 160 miles of wiring. Well, that's actually quite surprising when you think about it. That's enough wiring to make like 20 houses. And then we think about how expensive and how much time it takes to build an aeroplane. In World War II, it took thousands of hours just to make a Hawker Hurricane. Oh, well, that is quite surprising, and I'll give you a moment to think about that. But now for the fifth fact we have coming up now. This fact is about aeroplane windows. How did you think that aeroplane windows came to be round? Well, in the 19th century, one blokey old chap decided, why don't we make aeroplane windows square? And when he did that, then made the windows square, and he flew on them, the square windows just came loose and destroyed everything, including him. Then, at the same time, another chap thought, well, why don't we make aeroplane windows round? Because it would seal all the air inside and wouldn't let anything come out. And he was quite alright, but in his test flight, the circular window worked fine. And this is why we use circular windows instead of any other shape. And now, for the sixth fact we have coming up right now is all up. Seen it in the pictures, a black box. This fact is all about black boxes. And this fact is that, simply, I put it this way, that airplane black boxes aren't actually black. And then you wonder why they're called the black boxes. They're actually orange, so if the plane crashes or anything unusual happens, people can find it easily among the wreckage, and hopefully its contents survived, which will give details to how it crashed or how this happened or how that happened, so they can prevent further accidents from happening. This is why black boxes are actually orange, which is quite surprising. And as you can see in the picture here, you probably figured that out before me. And now, for the funny fact, we have the FAA involved. If you don't know what the FAA is, then I suggest you read more about planes. Because the FAA is America's Federal Aviation Administration. This is in charge of all the plane safety. And now this fact includes the FAA. This fact is all about servings on planes and how the FAA shouldn't have let this happen. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration allows hot tea, scalding hot tea, to be served in metal tubs on planes all over the world. And this could be happening at millions of seconds every single bit. And just think about it. The FAA said you are not allowed to bring any sort of liquids on a plane. And then they also said, the FAA said, you must not get out of your seat. And the FAA therefore allows burning, scalding hot tea to be served on a plane and says it's completely safe. And you're not allowed to get out of your seat for that bit. Then how are you gonna feel if you're not allowed to get out of your seat if some burning hot scalding tea spills on you during turbulence? Now this is the big mistake of the FAA, and I hope you understand this mistake. Now the next fact we have coming up is that the crew members or the staff or the people who serve you and keep you safe on a flight, they are not allowed to visit the pilots. But before a flight, if any young child or young person wishes to come into the cabin, the pilots will allow them to come as a means of reassurance to them. So they don't let their own crew come in there sometimes, but they let boys come in there who have a dream of flying. And before, let me tell you, this is a public flight. This is what happens. So this is quite surprising actually. But that they don't let their own crew come, but they let children come in there, which is just amazing by children's means. But you understand. And now the next fact we have coming up is, you may have wondered and felt pity for the flight attendants who look after you on a plane. But trust me, don't, because it's their job to do that. They're paid to do that, and don't feel worried if they can't rest or do anything and they're looking after you and they're serving you tea, because on their break, this is a view of where the flight attendants sleep. And this is where they get rest, and this is actually hidden at the top of a plane. This is not exactly like all of them. This is on an Airbus A380, I presume. But they're paid to do that, and they're quite happy to do that because they're not tired on a flight. And this is also where the captains and pilots sleep when they're tired and the co-pilot takes over. And now for the big finale. Have you ever in your life, trust me, I've wondered this, have you ever wondered why planes leave white trails in the sky? Well, why are there two? Well, that's what I used to think. But that is because when the wings start to leak fuel and the combustion engine, you see a tiny hole at the back. It gets into the airflow of the wings and it creates this, which is quite wonderful. Which is actually quite wonderful, and when you think about it, it's quite pretty. And this was 11 facts I bet you did not know about planes. We hope to see you next time, and please like and subscribe. Bye. I hope you learned something. This is what this video was about. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and bye bye. We hope to see you next time.